Good morning, everyone. Hope you all are doing fantastic. Let's take a look and see what is going on with Bitcoin for the day. So, taking a look at our daily candle, we blasted past 65,711, 66,482. I mean, this thing is just on a massive tear to the upside. Um, I'm targeting 67.5 as our first stop. I think we might have some issues here. We're about to hit it. I don't think that we're going to get past this today. We could definitely get up into the 68 range if it wanted to. But I am expecting a pullback sooner rather than later just because of how far away we are from the 21 on some of these bigger time frames. Like the 12-hour, the 10-hour, the 8-hour, basically any of the meso time frames, even the smaller time frames, are starting to get way overextended. So that being said, I mean, you can look, we're crossing over the 12-hour 200 MA. We just passed that 67.5 like we talked about. This is just getting so violent to the upside. You're seeing some sort of, you're going to see some sort of resistance here probably at 67.5. But this was just such a beautiful move, guys, to the upside. Definitely, I hope you guys were able to take advantage of it. I was. Just it looks it was absolutely incredible today. Haven't seen this type of price action for a long time, so definitely was just a beautiful, beautiful day. Look at this, keeps going even up to 68,000 now. Everybody keeps shorting, it just doesn't stop. So, I mean that is unsustainable. Look at that. My goodness, wow, that is crazy, guys. That is insane. Wow. 69,000. I'm in awe right now. This is crazy. Wow. It's gonna fill up the full. I mean, we're gonna get to 70,000 in one candle. That's crazy. My goodness. Yeah, 70,000 about. Wow. I hope you guys were able to take some good profits from this. That is crazy. That's incredible. This is such a violent move to the upside. All right, guys, I'm gonna just get into liquidity. This is crazy. I have not seen a candle like this in a very, very long time. So I hope you guys, like I said, took some profits, were able to really take advantage of this move. You can basically see now we're probably going to get some sort of move to the downside unless it really wants to consolidate here. Did it touch? It did touch the daily 200. That's crazy. It went above it. Wow, and it touched the middle of this, basically above this middle of this fair value gap. That was kind of where the daily 200 was. But yeah, that was a huge, huge, massive move. I actually took profits early based off of this because it was around 67K that I took profits, but it just exploded up. Now you have to wait for it to consolidate. Like since this is so unsustainable, now it has to kind of consolidate, kind of play out. This is massive. That was a massive, massive move, guys. That's incredible. All right. That being said, you got your high now at 69,777. That was, basically up on $5,000 about. That was crazy. Let's take a look at liquidity, see what happens. Like I said, I don't really have too much to say on the actual chart. That was just an amazing move up. Let me go ahead and minimize this. Let's take a look at liquidity here. All right, so obviously we are in an extremely bullish state. Really ripped through a lot of the shorts completely. Massive liquidations here. You took out all of this order block, or sorry, not this order block, all these liquidity orders that were up here. You went to through the 10x, took out all the red liquidity practically, got almost a $70,000. I would be looking, guys, to be using 67,505 as support. Obviously, we're gonna probably not be able to keep moving up for right now because of this, distance from the 21. But you did take out most of the red liquidity to the upside up here. Taking a look at your 1 hour, you know, it's going to be hard to tell. I think that definitely the top is in for the week, the high is in for the week. This is, definitely unsustainable here. Now, how far back down this goes is a bigger question, but I'm going to be targeting, like I said, that 67-ish, high 67-ish range, 67.5-ish to hold. We do want to stay in that order block, so 67.5 is where you're going to want to see hold for at least for right now. You took out this whole block of liquidity, this 50x as well. 100x tells you that you can keep going up if it wants to, so just be cognizant of that. But I would not say obviously that we're in the bull market yet until we get above the daily 200 and get that golden cross. But we are definitely looking to be getting there, right? This is absolutely crazy. Um, Taking a look at the 15-minute, now you're kind of going to have to come back down, maybe even use 66,395. You do have a little bit of liquidity down here. It just mainly depends on how low it wants to go. It can even go, down even further if it wants to into the 64, 65K-ish range again. Um, but again, it's like you don't really want to short this because you just don't know how. I mean, unless you caught this absolute top, it's going to be hard to short this, right? But yeah, a lot of volatility today, something we haven't seen in a very long time. So it is showing that the market is waking up. It's a really good sign. Definitely some exciting times to come. Just be careful with shorts, be careful with longs. It's better to wait for dips, wait for, basically a double top or, a 786 bearish retracement if you were going to try to short it. It's going to be, for right now, very risky to do either or because of how violent price action is. That being said, guys, let me go ahead and take a real quick look at the order book. So order book, you don't have really any orders to the upside for right now. It just kind of blasted through everything. It used these orders as fuel to keep going up. You do have obviously some liquidity or a lot of liquidity up here still, but you don't have the orders to follow through with it. So there's a decent chance that we come down or at least consolidate, somewhere around here for right now. It's hard to tell because we took out all of the orders to the upside, so we're just going to have to be, kind of a wait and see, for right now. Um, Taking a look, let's take a real quick look at our simple map, see what we can see here. All right, so, wow, that is crazy. So you can see we kind of liquidated all of this, anything around us, basically, you know, um, goodness. This is now very small amounts of liquidity. Um, honestly, guys, there are some levels to the downside, like 67,000. You get basically past that 66,510. You can kind of roll through all of this to about 65,000 even. So there is not a lot of space to really have any sort of support lines. It can literally go, if it falls, it's just gonna fall, right? That being said, if it goes up, if you get past 70,500, you're just gonna basically roll through all of this liquidity. I mean, that could also be another violent move. You roll through all of this if you get past 70,500 is a very strong point of resistance. But if you get above it, you can just roll through all of this, kind of like what we saw this morning. It can get very violent. Even to about maybe 74,000-ish, that would maybe be the first area where it starts to really kind of taper off. But 70,005 is going to be key for us to get above. Um, on the swing time frames, kind of the same thing, 70,005. You get above that, you can just kind of roll through this. But again, guys, like this is such an amazing move. You get basically to the downside, you kind of have some support, maybe around 65,000, then 64,380. Just nothing really locally, and again, like I said, you got to get past 70,005 to really get that true follow through to the upside because there is a lot more liquidity. All right, guys, that being said, that is what I have for you for this morning. I hope you guys had a wonderful morning or woke up to some really good gains. For those of you who shorted, I don't want you to feel bad. It really is, it happens, right? It happens to the best of us, and it's something that we're not going to catch every single move. It is difficult to catch every single move. This market has been very unpredictable. Definitely has been a bear market. So just pick yourself back up, call it another day, and just you'll be able to try again at a different time. It's all good. As usual, guys, if you want to use my code through Trading Different to get 10% off of your entire order, use my code Sean, tradingdifferent.com/code/Sean to get 10% off of this amazing tool suite to help you identify trend and see where liquidity is located. All right, guys, that is what I have for you for this morning. I will be back later on this evening. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you all later. Take care.